move on to some really positive news coming out from our judiciary now. Since Chief Justice of India, DY Chandrachud, took over the reins of Supreme Court, his constant vision has been to make the judiciary more and more exclusive and accessible for the have-nots in the society. In his latest endeavor now, he has come out with a new infrastructure altogether of the Supreme Court of India, which will be more inclusive, especially for the specially abled. Now, News 18's reporter spoke with him exclusively, where he chalks out his plan. This is Ananya Bhatnagar in conversation with the Chief Justice of India.
Access to justice might just be a very simple English phrase. However, for somebody who is seeking justice, it can be the last hope in this whole wild world. With Justice DY Chandrachud taking over as the Chief Justice of India, the idea of a more inclusive courtroom which could be more accessible and functional to even those who have faced difficulty or who are in fact specially abled was taken into consideration. The Supreme Court has now made various accessibility changes when it comes to accessing justice or approaching the topmost court of the country.
In a bid to make the Supreme Court building more inclusive, tactile paths, gender-neutral toilets, braille-equipped signboards and special toilets for the differently abled have been added. Low railings on ramps have also been installed to facilitate pregnant women and those using wheelchairs. These changes will be seen in both the old and the new Supreme Court building.
Presently, Honorable the Chief Justice of India has created Accessibility and Inclusion section, which looks after the implementation of recommendations which have been made in the Accessibility Report 2023. We are in the process of completing it by end of March, and almost 80% recommendations have been implemented.
Part of my endeavor to promote accessibility is also to promote transparency first and foremost, because it's when you promote transparency that you can really further accessibility. And as part of the report, there have been wide-ranging recommendations which we are implementing at different layers. One layer would be in terms of physical accessibility, tactile paving, proper marking of pathways, hydraulic lifts.
Moving on with the times is a must, and modernizing judicial infrastructure is also needed to meet future challenges. The Chief Justice of India agrees.
In the latest bid to make justice accessible for all, this is the new accessibility window that would be inaugurated very, very soon. The volunteers here would guide the people to not only, in fact, the courts, but also to the filing counters. There would be wheelchair support and other facilities that could make justice more accessible and friendly to everybody.
Chief Justice of India DY Chandrachud has been driving technological changes in the judiciary. He aims to use it to eliminate the inefficiency and opacity surrounding judicial processes.
The new website we have is not only bilingual, but it has been considered to make it how best we can make it accessible friendly. The images to be uploaded on our website should have captions, because a screen reader which reads an image, or a visually impaired person who has to visit our website and access they can't see the image. So the heading defined left to right, just like in the media, in the newspaper, you see left to right, who is standing or what's happening, the description. So that practice is also there. Foremost, since we are the biggest content generator, courts, so we try to have a strict policy in our new website, no physical scanned document. We try to use born digital PDFs.
And I'm very happy by the initiatives the courts have taken and the judgments that are given basically in these infrastructure things, that all the public buildings should be accessible to people, even the courts also, so that it actually gives us a kind of a confidence.
Providing earmarked spaces for senior citizens, pregnant women, differently abled persons, so on and so forth. So washrooms, drinking water facilities, availability of medical care. So we've been working very seriously on that.
Removing barriers to justice is one of the big challenges we face today, and with initiatives like these, the Chief Justice of India hopes to overcome just that. With Ananya Bhatnagar, Ayushman Singh Jamwal, CNN News 18.
All right, so now Supreme Court has this all-new facility which is becoming more disabled-friendly, but also the major issue that we have seen in our courts of justice is that more and more women do join the workforce, but there is a very high attrition as well. This initiative of making our courtrooms more women-inclusive has also been taken up by the CJI. Here is what he said.
One of my concerns really is that while more and more women are entering the legal profession, the rate of attrition of women once they join the legal profession is high. And that is something which we have to arrest. For instance, when you look at the recruitment of district judiciary at the lowest level, the first level in the Indian judiciary, in some states over 60% or 70% of the new recruits are women. Now, those who join judicial service continue to remain in the service because the service offers a sense of security, of tenure, security of conditions of work. When it comes to the mainstream of the legal profession in terms of practicing law in courts, you lack that kind of security. So we have to therefore create a very safe, welcoming and secure workplace for women. Whether it's in terms of having creches for women with children, for lactating mothers, which we have in the Supreme Court, whether it's in terms of creating a bar room for women. In this building of the Supreme Court, we have a bar room for women, but it is the demand is far outgrown the area which has been provided. So when we are going to the new building and designing the building, we have placed a great deal of importance on creating these facilities for litigants, for women in particular, and for pregnant women, for senior citizens. Very simple change can help women who are, pregnant women, by having greater recourse to video conferencing and hybrid hearings. Typically, a woman who is, likely to be delivering a child in the next few weeks or months may find it a little difficult to traverse all the way to the court. But if they are sitting at home or in their offices and they are addressing arguments online before the court, that's safe, it comports with your health, and it ensures that you continue to do your work as a responsible member of the workforce. So these are things which we need to look at, not in terms of just a one-off measure, but institutionalizing it. And my concern as Chief Justice is to adopt policies and implement policies in a manner where they become a part of the system for the future. It should be something which is, peculiar to one Chief Justice, and then, it sort of continues so long as that Chief Justice is in office. But it must become an institutionalized practice, so that then it becomes part of the system. And then your successors, the other people in the staff who will follow over the years, they will build on what has been done.
Creches in the Supreme Court and a place where lactating mothers can go and, serve their kid, etc. Just the best thing that we want to hear this morning as well. But let's move on.